Hi guys, welcome back to the Drive Life channel, and today we're going to be showing you how to install a physical dipstick on your D5 Volvo. So on the sort of the P3 generation Volvos, especially the D5 engines, they moved away from the physical dipstick setup to the electric dipstick that you operate from inside the cabin, and that comes up on the sort of driver's display. But the issue with this is that it can be quite unreliable at times, and if you're trying to do an oil change or trying to look at the quality of your oil, you can't really estimate how much oil is actually in your engine from that gauge there. So what we're going to do is we're going to literally fit a physical dipstick in, and this is something that the police did to all of their Volvo D5s. So if you've got an ex-police Volvo D5, you will have this already fitted, so it's sort of a police upgrade for your vehicle. What we're going to do is we're going to show you the parts, show you sort of the brief method, and then show you how we installed it. So we've got dipstick tube here, and then we have our dipstick, and the part numbers are all here. So the pipe, the dipstick pipe is there, and the actual dipstick, that's the part number there. And then we also have a sealing ring, which the part number is there, and the flange screw, which is there. And these are, that's the sealing ring, that small little green rubber circle, and we've actually got two of those just as a spare one. And then we've got our sealing screw here, and it's really easy to fit this, allegedly anyway. As you can see, we have something called a technician's dipstick, which is right the way down in the bottom of the engine there, just at the end of my finger. We're going to pull that out, and then just above it here there is a sort of a screw hole where that our flange screw goes in, and essentially this bracket is fastened to the engine block. This should literally sit in with the sealing ring on, and Bob's your uncle, it should be fitted perfectly. So yeah, we're going to take you through that process. All you're going to need is, I think it's a 7mm socket. Let me just check that. Okay guys, so check that, it's a light, it's actually a 10mm socket. I think I've got the 7 because it's an M7 bolt, which is sort of the thickness of the thread here, rather than, oh, can we get some focus? Briefly, there we go. Rather than, but the actual bolt head itself is a 10mm socket. There you go, 10mm. So yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to try and put my hand down into this engine and pull out the technician's dipstick. Okay then guys, so what I've done is I've added a bit more, I've added a bit of WD-40 to the dipstick, because I was yanking on it and I couldn't get it out, and I think I've just freed it now. There we go. So this is, as you can see, we've got a nice gaping black hole there. This is our technician's dipstick. Looks fairly low on the old oil. Probably, what's that, a quarter of the way up, so just note that, because I think these can be slightly different. And I'm just going to set that aside. As you can see, we've got a rather large hole down there. Fortunately, we're not leaking anything. So what I'm going to do now is going to prep the tube, because that's pretty much the hardest part done, apparently, is getting that bit off. So we're going to prep the tube now with the sealing rings. I know I'm looking at the wrong end actually, but and then hopefully we should be able to get in nicely. So what you want to do now is just at the end of the dipstick tube where the bracket is, you want to place your O-ring there, and what this is going to do is form a seal between our new sort of hole that we've created and the dipstick tube. And what this is going to do is just going to stop oil coming out when the engine is running. So here, as you can see, I've sort of placed it down in the engine bay. It's not quite sitting right. If I can just try and slide you guys down and in. Any dodgy camera angles. but it's not quite sitting right in there. We need that bracket to sit flush with that bolt mount, so just going to try and manipulate it. That looks about right. So what we're going to do now is put the screw in with our 10mm socket, and that should secure it in place nicely. Okay then guys, so I've managed to finally get the bolt on. I'm not going to say how long it took, but it's taken absolutely ages. My hands are absolutely covered in crap. I've been sort of elbow deep. I've scratched my arms up. I even dropped the screw into the belly pan, so I've had to drop the belly pan several times. So yeah, it hasn't been without its difficulties, this job, but as you can see, we have a nicely fitted dipstick now. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a little test. If you remember, it came up, well, we'll just take a look at this dipstick. I'm exhausted now. As you can see, it's got some, come on, okay, well, it's got some measure lines on it, there we go, which are going to be our sort of max and minimum. So I'm going to push that in like so, pull it out and see how our oil is looking. And we're just sort of, probably need some more actually. It's just sitting, this camera's really annoying me now. Well, we're sitting just at a quarter between the max and min, so I might just chuck a little bit more in, to be honest. Yeah, that's it guys. That is a quick little guide on how to fit a dipstick to your D5 Volvo. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'm just going to show you the part numbers again. So that's for the pipe, part number 31375301. Then we've got the flange screw, which is 982776. Sealing ring 30637865. And then we've got the dipstick itself, which is 31316562. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.